In this short video, I'm going to take you through the end-to-end process in ZOHO Recruit. Okay. So starting off in the home page, and you can see here the hiring pipeline, which is showing me where I'm at with the job openings I'm recruiting into. So to start off, you obviously need a job, and to have a job, you need a department who wants a job filled. So ZOHO Recruit has a section or a group of records called department, and these are in the parent-child structure. So, for example, marketing is a department whose parent is sales and marketing, might be the sales and marketing division, or it could be certain branches. So you can have UK, so on and so forth. So I'm going to create a job opening for the marketing department. So go into job openings. I'm just going to get rid of this old job here. And I'm going to create a new marketing assistant job. To do that, I go to the plus button just to the left of the import button at the top right. And at the top of the page, there's the facility to use a template to create the job, which I recommend because it means that, first of all, you're not recreating the wheel each time you create a job opening, but it also means that you can make sure that the job descriptions you're using are compliant and there's not something strange in there that you've inadvertently put. So going down, you can see that the job template has filled in all the benefits and so on and so forth. I need to select the hiring manager and also the recruiter involved. Now, the target date for this particular post, because I might be posting it job boards, needs to be no more than 30 days after the opening date. I need to select how many positions are involved. So I'm just going to leave it at 1 for the moment. And for the job boards, you need to say what industry is involved, salary. The required skills have come over from the job template. If I'm using job boards, I can select a remote job. This is post COVID, of course. Or if it's in a particular office or associated with a particular office, I put the office address. But my recommendation, if you're using job boards, is to start off with the country, then go to the city, and then select it from the drop-down list. So select the right postcode, because that conforms with what's in the job boards, and select the salary range, things like that. Now, once I've actually completed the job opening, I can then save and publish it. So I've got the options of publishing it on job boards, on your own career site, or on your career site and free job boards. So I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. So I'm going to publish it on my career site. And when I do that, I get the option to choose the candidate application form or some other web form that I want to select. And I can also create a pre-screening for this particular post. And what this does is it has a number of questions, some of which are qualifying, so that it can identify whether a candidate is likely to be successful for the post that they've applied for. If they, for example, in the marketing assistance role, if they need to have knowledge of email marketing and they have no experience in that area, it will still allow them to apply, but it would disqualify them from this post. But you as a recruiter might want to then reach out to them about some other post that they might be more qualified for. So I'm going to publish this now. And when I publish it, I'm given a link that I can put into my website, a QR code that I can use, for example, in social media posts, and a specific mailbox for this job opening. So if somebody, a potential candidate, wanted to send an email using this email address, they will be automatically associated with the job opening they're interested in, and their CV will also be passed into the candidate record in the ZOHO CRM, ZOHO Recruit. You've also got the facility to post this job opening to Facebook, X, LinkedIn, and so on. So I've done that. I've published the job on my career site. And I'm going to go there and have a look at the job and what it looks like. Before I go into the career site, though, I just want to talk briefly about the job boards, which are managed from this area in the setup, where you've got the job boards themselves. So this is where you set the job boards up, either paid or free job boards, in the system, and you make them active. You've also got something called source boosters. Now, source boosters is where you can search the CVs within a job board to identify likely applicants, and you can reach out to them proactively rather than waiting for them to apply. There's also quick apply, which means that if somebody's already registered with Indeed, for example, the system will use that information to pre-populate their candidate records and their application form. So I'm now going to go into the career site area and click on career site. And before I go into the career site itself, you will notice that on the right hand side there's the candidate application form, and this is where you can customize it to your requirements. So you can put the different fields in, make them required, unrequired, and these all come from the candidate record area. And if I go back, I can then, if I use manage, I can then set up a number of rules, so which will determine what fields are shown to which candidates when they're filling in the application form. So I'm going to go into the website itself. Now the website is customizable as well, so you can put your own images in, you can change the different sections in it. And this is the job that I've just posted to the website or the career site. So I'm going to use that to apply for the job that I'm interested in. So I'm going to upload my CV to the website, and this will pass the information in the CV and put it into the application form, so I don't have to do that. Now, some of this, I have just created this CV on the fly. It's not perfect. It's brought over some of the skill sets that I need, some of the information on my academic background. It's added the CV to the application, and I need to just put in the captcha. Next. Oh, I hate these blooming captchas. 8 PC 54. I think that's right. And now I get to the pre-screening assessment that's set up with the qualifying questions. I'm just going to say that I'm an expert in all these areas. And then I'm going to submit my assessment. Okay, so I'm going to go back now into the ZOHO Recruit, and I'm looking at the job openings. If I go to the marketing assessment, you see that I've got one applicant, which is the one that's come down from the website. Okay, So I'm just going to go into the candidates record. Yeah, and I'll show, and here in the candidates record, you can see the stages that each candidate is at and what applications they have outstanding as well. Okay, so that keeps you, if their candidate rang you, you could see where they were within the actual process. Okay, so I'm going to go into the application itself. Okay, and one of the things you would want to do is you'd want to submit the candidate's information to the hiring manager, or if it's a staffing agency, maybe you'd want to submit it to your client. Now, in the staffing agency's terms, the CV is formatted so that you're not sharing personal contact details, for example, for the particular applicant that you're sending through to them. So just choose the right template and send that through. Okay, so that's gone to the hiring manager. Now, if I go back to the job openings and this particular job, you'll see that there's a hiring pipeline at the top, and this enables looks at a number of stages within the hiring pipeline. So screening, personal interview, offered, hired, rejected, archived, etc. And within each stage, there's a number of statuses. So here we can see that the status within this job is that one candidate has been submitted to hiring manager. But you can imagine if you were dealing with maybe 10 candidates or 10 applications, some might still be at the screening stage, some might be at the personal interview stage, and you might even have already offered the post to a couple of people. And maybe one has been hired because you're recruiting into more than one position in that particular job opening. So this keeps you up to date with everything that's going on, and this is reflected in the home screen. So you can see here that we're at personal interview stage at this point in time, the marketing executive role. So going back into it again, I'm going to go into the application. And so it's been submitted to the hiring manager, and now I need to create a personal interview. So I'm going to do that here, and I've got three options here. I can arrange the interview, a face-to-face interview. I can create a video interview, which could either be recorded or it could be face-to-face, a virtual interview, if you like. And I could log a personal interview from one that I've done previously, and I can score it and say whether to hire the person or not. So I'm going to go to the formal interview to arrange a face-to-face interview. Marketing assistant, select the interviewers, and yes, everything there. I can also select the assessment that I'm going to use in the interview as well. So I'm going to save that now and send that through. So I've got it's moved now. The application has moved to interview scheduled, which will also be reflected in the hiring pipeline. And if I go to that interview, there's a button at the top where I can reschedule it if it's not convenient for either party. So let's assume that the interview has actually happened and the interviewer wants to submit a rating for that particular interview. So I can give an overall one, or I can give a more specific one. So I'm going to go into this recruiter's assessment for candidate. I'll proceed, and you can see it's got a starring mechanism, and this is all customizable, so you can change this. You can add comments to it of why you've given it that rating, etc. And what I want to do now is I want to change the as the result of the interview. I want to put this candidate on the to be offered list, and you can see that's changed the status at the top. So this candidate is to be offered this role. So let's go and do that. Go into the offer letters. I'm going to generate an offer letter, etc., etc. So the compensation, just confirm the compensation, when they're expected to join, and also the expiry date of the offer. Okay. So that offer's being sent out to the candidate. Okay, I could send it out. Okay, so I'm now going to find that offer in my email. So there's my email. Just might take a moment to come through. So let me just. So here's the offer for employment come through. As a candidate, I look at the offer letter, and then I can accept or decline it. So I'm going to say I've accepted it. Okay. Now I'll go back into ZOHO Recruit and refresh that application. And I'm now offer accepted status within the system. And that's so just to complete it. So I'm going to say yes, everything's fine. And I've now hired that candidate into that particular post. So if I go back to the job openings, I can see that job opening has now been closed. And that's the end of the process. If I can be of any help, or if you've got any information, any questions about that, please let me know.